So this worksheet, okay, question 1. So we are still on photosynthesis, and I think this is really the last part. Okay, Catherine kept 2 similar pots of plants in a dark room for about 2 days before she carried out. So I highlighted before she carried out an experiment to find out whether plants need carbon dioxide to make food. Okay, so she wanted to carry out an experiment. So what she is doing now is preparation. Before she carried out the experiment on carbon dioxide, right, and photosynthesis, she did this. She kept the plants, okay, in a dark room for about 2 days. What is the intention? All right, so let's see. I have some of you making mistakes here, right? What is the intention? Okay, in order to find out whether plants need carbon dioxide to make food, we can only check whether the leaf contains starch. Agree or not? That is the measurement. But how do you know, okay, it is due to the carbon dioxide that you have provided for it, that the food is being made? So in order to determine that, you must know that when you start off with the experiment, right, the leaves must not contain any starch. So how do we ensure that? That is what she did. Okay, that's what Catherine did to ensure she de-starched the plant. The meaning of de-starch means you don't allow the plant to have any light, right, to photosynthesize. So the starch that is stored within the plant, you know that plants photosynthesize all the time under light, isn't it? So there is a lot of excess being stored as starch. In order to remove that, you must not give it light so that it cannot make food. Then it will survive on its reserve. Understand what I mean? Shamu, you want to say something, Shamu? No. Okay, it's just like for us, human beings, if we want to diet, we want to lose weight, do we continue eating? No, right? You want to diet means you're going to probably fast for some time. Okay, so when you want to fast, your body need to continue working. In order for your body to continue working, what must happen? It has to tap on the fats in your body. You understand or not? Because we talk about it, no? We did talk about how do we store excess food. Plants store it as starch. Human beings, we store it as fats. So the layer of fats under the skin is where we have all the excess stored. Clear? Any questions so far? Okay, this is a thinking question. It's not easy, right? It's not taught in class. Okay, it's not taught in the syllabus at all. So this is a thinking question. Okay, so if you have been thinking about it, okay, some of you saw the suggested answer in the portal, right? You saw that it's A, but you don't know why it's A, right? Do you know now? So de-starch means there is no starch to begin with. All right. So in order to make sure it is de-starch, what will the person do? The person is going to pluck out one leaf, do a starch test. Right? When iodine does not change color, that's when the leaf contains no starch. Then she carry out the experiment. One plant will be under the light. Okay, not under the light. Will be exposed to carbon dioxide. One plant is going to be placed in a place where there is no carbon dioxide. And the way to do this thing is she needs to put in something. Do you remember from last lesson? There is this something, okay, that is put in, all right, to actually take out this carbon dioxide. Do you still remember? How many of you remember this? There was actually something being put in one of the questions last lesson. Nobody remembers. Nobody remembers about this.
Is it lime water?
Lime water is actually used to test for carbon dioxide. There are experiments that actually write down lime water. It is definitely one way. there are also other chemical substances. Did I tell you, all of you, that I am actually a chemistry expert? My major is chemistry, really. So there is this particular chemical that we can actually put inside, let's say that box that's set up. We put this chemical, it will absorb away all the carbon dioxide. Okay? It will absorb away all the carbon dioxide, and that's the experiment we'll do. Not to worry, at your level, you don't need to know what is the name of the chemical. Okay? If I were to bring you back to last lesson, okay, you will probably remember. But later, we will see something else. Okay, so the answer here is actually to de-starch the plant. So that, okay, after the experiment, when you test the leaf once more, okay, one of the setup will give you a positive test for iodine. The other one, iodine remains brown. Clear? Okay, Joshua, are you having your dinner now?
I already have my dinner. I'm just having
Is your fruits, is it? Yeah, very big action there when you eat your fruits. Can you quickly just eat it? Okay, now I'm diverting everybody's attention to you. All of them will be watching you eating your fruits, you know. Okay, very dramatic the way you eat your fruits.
I think I know what to do.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, question 2. So we have this lighted candle went out not long after it was kept in an inverted jar. However, the candle could be lighted up after 3 days. Which of the following can you infer from the experiment? Okay, so that means in the beginning, okay, this is day 0. So day 0, all right, you have this inverted jar covering the candle. There's a plant inside. So after a while, okay, the candle flame actually went off. It's no longer burning. Then 3 days later, they try to light it up. It can light up again. How come? It was, the container was inverted throughout the 3 days. Okay, so this is probably day 3. All right. They try to light it up. It can light up. Why? Because plants give out oxygen gas. Are you okay with this? Anybody not okay? Must let me know. All right. Because I do see some errors here. So I need to address this. Let's see. All right. Okay, just 3 of you. Question 3. All right, question 3, not a big issue. Okay, answer is actually B. Why B? Right, so let's see. Question 3 and 4 are okay. 4, nobody got it wrong. Okay, so 3 and 4 quite okay. Take a look here. Okay, so you see for A, you have a piece of black cloth covering, right? So what will the black cloth do? Somebody, you can unmute yourself and tell me, if I put a piece of black cloth over the whole thing, what is it do?
Blocks the sunlight.
Very good, blocks the sunlight. Here, so there's no light, right? Okay, no light, it tells us something already. So you look at C, there is something about this setup that tells us that the plant will not survive so well. Prita, you want to try?
There's cardboard which blocks sunlight.
Okay, there's cardboard, right? Which blocks sunlight. Okay, very sorry, I don't know how come. Okay, there's only a little bit of opening here. A tiny opening, but it blocks out a lot of sunlight, right? What else? So there is a bit of opening. Still, there's a little bit of light that can go in, Prita. So a little bit of light that can go in, the plant can still photosynthesize, right? Correct? There's still a little bit, isn't it? But what is another issue here? Can anybody see?
The oil?
Okay, good. Who said that?
Yancy.
Huh? Who is the one talking? I can't see. So scary. Yancy, okay. Yancy, tell me, Why? Why the oil? Something wrong here? Something wrong with the layer of oil being there?
So like the oxygen in the atmosphere cannot like dissolve inside the water.
Good. Okay, that's one. So another way of looking at it is because the plant can only photosynthesize a little bit, there is some dissolved oxygen. If there is not enough oxygen, what will the fish do? Last week, we saw those questions. The fish will always,
They'll go to the surface.
yes, it will always go to the surface and try to breathe in, right? But if you have that layer of oil, what will happen to the fish? The fish will be drinking oil. Yeah, it become oily fish instead. Okay, so the oil here actually, okay, prevents oxygen from the air.
Apologies for the random margin. My brother's being a nuisance right now.
Joshua, turn it off, please. Don't unmute yourself. Okay, without asking me, okay? From being taken in by fish. I got distracted. Okay. And then over here, little light. Now, it's not always sunlight. Be careful of this. Okay, I think I said this to you before. Conditions for photosynthesis to take place is not always sunlight. Don't just mention sunlight because light is enough. Okay, if you just mention sunlight, you are very specific. It is only from the sun. So what is wrong with D? I think it's quite clear cut, right? What is wrong with D? You all can see this, Pranati?
There's no water plants.
There's no water plant at all. Okay, so no photosynthesis. Right? So the one that will survive the longest, okay. Oh, actually, I even missed this myself. So sorry. So all of them actually has this issue. Okay, but nevertheless, all right, the one that will survive the most is still B. Okay, the one that will survive the most is still B. Okay. Question 4. I think this diagram looks so similar. So familiar, similar to another worksheet. All right, I don't know whether you remember we tried this before. Okay, we tried this weeks before. Yeah, there are some fish struggling near the water surface of an aquarium. A boy is putting some water plants into the aquarium. Why is it a good idea? Right? So question 4, no problem here. Everybody could see water plants actually provide oxygen, food, and shelter to the fish. Okay. Question 5. Right. Can you see this chemical now? Soda lime actually absorbs carbon dioxide. You don't need to know this. Don't worry about this. Usually in PSLE exam, they put down substance that absorb carbon dioxide. Okay, in PSLE, they will say substance that absorb carbon dioxide. This is actually a popular exam question. If it's not in PSLE, you'll be in prelim. Yeah, if it's not in your school's prelim, it could be in other schools' prelim paper. Okay, very popular, right? So they have this drop of red ink, right? So this red ink, they will ask you to predict. Okay, where will this drop of red ink move towards? Okay, this question can be tweaked to be asked, in another way. Later, I'll share with you. So look at this now. They're asking you what will happen to the drop of red ink in the capillary tube and why. Yep, why? Okay. So let me see. Many of you did not get this right. Majority of you didn't get this right. Okay. Yeah. Did you look at the correct answer? Heidi, did you look at the correct answer? Let's see. Heidi also got it wrong. Ian, you got it right, Ian? Ian, how come you know how to do this, right? You want to explain a little bit?